Man,
Keith,
you scared the hell out of me, Biggs. And we done talked a couple times. We scared the shit out of me, man. I said, how did he fight it? He flipped on us, man. What the fuck just happened? But that's all right,
hey, hey,
man.
I'm trying to. They told that's what they told me, Keith. So I said, well, if that's the case, then I think we need to start. So, because I don't want our sisters. I don't want them to be miserable.
Of
I
course.
want them to be happy. I want them to have peace. So, if that's what it's going to take, then hey.
Then we'll let loose.
And for me personally, I didn't grow up in a household to where I grew up in a two-parent household. I told them tonight, I said there are men out here that are being very active in their children's lives. They're taking them to the doctor. They're taking them to the dentist. They're taking them to their extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
They're at the tournament supporting them. They're doing a lot of things. But they told me that that's not majority of fathers and that's not majority of black fathers. So
I'm a stepfather and I'm doing that shit. You know what I mean? I'm a stepfather to three and I'm doing that shit, man. And I'm at everything. I come off the road and I drive from Iowa, right? Because I'm the announcer at this child's game. So I drive from Iowa, wherever the fuck it is I'm at, to come back and yell her name out on the PA system and make sure she gets the recognition that she wants. So I don't know, man. When you say that we don't do that, all we want to do is prop our feet up and drink beer, right? Anybody that's thinking that the over, the average man who loves his children is doing that shit, you're misguided, right? And you're and I can't remember what the word is, man, because I got blown up one time. But everything I do, right, it directly influences, right? It's directly influenced by what it is that I can bring to my family when I get home. So that's every single thing that I do is for them. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't know what they were talking about. I don't know where they got that shit. It's horrifying, man.
Hannah said, that's a healthy man. Veronica Peterson says not all men like a unicorn. See, that's what I'm talking about, Keith.
I
She
talk
said
to a
that's a
lot of
unicorn.
I talk to a lot of men that feel the same way about their babies, man. I'm also when I'm not in my truck, I'm the dean of a high school, man. And I feel every bit as much love and a need to protect those children that are at my high school. The ones you'll see on the videos that's on my page. Those children love me, man, because I'm there and I protect them. And there are lots of men that are doing the exact same thing, bro. They out there, man, and some people don't have them. Some people haven't found those dudes, man. But I think the overwhelming majority of us want to love and protect our children. Absolutely. And would do anything.
Right. I 100% agree with you. But my thing is, especially to some of the sisters, is if if you had one child
Mhm.
and you felt after the first child that you were doing majority of the work pertaining to raising the child, and you felt like this man wasn't doing anything, so you went on to have another kid, and you went on to have another kid with him, and you went on to have another kid with him. Like, make
Mm.
that make sense to me.
It,
If he really was being so useless, and
yeah.
he really just wasn't participating at all, why would you go on to continue to have more kids with that man then?
I don't know why you. Yeah, I don't know why you. You know what? Some people feel trapped in a relationship. They get and this is something that I do know that women feel, right. Some women feel like they get familiar, right, and they want to start over. They don't want to go and fuck with another because this dude is while he may not be everything that they want, he's doing something instead of just nothing, right? He's doing the bare fucking minimum, and then they feel like the next motherfucker that come along won't even do the fucking bare minimum because this motherfucker's out there like that. So I understand why some women feel trapped. But don't equate that to us, right? There's 60% of us in the middle class, and there's 70% of us that have children that, not those 20% that are deadbeat motherfuckers who just do what they do and roll out. But 70% of us want to be involved in our children's lives. We want to love them, man. We want to be there. We want to watch them and raise them and teach them the things that we know to be better citizens and be productive, man. That's just the way. That's just the numbers, man. The numbers do not lie.
And I was telling them, I don't know if it was 2018 or 2019. I was like, the CDC even came out with a report about how, black men were, amongst like the most active fathers, like in their kids' lives. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just I don't know if it's just a lot of them projecting their personal experiences on the large majority of us, or if like they say that that's really what's going on. Obviously, are there men, not just black men, but men of all ethnicities and nationalities that aren't active in their kids' lives? Yes, sure, but
Shit, that's fucking right.
saying the majority of them, I don't know.
Nah,
I don't know about that.
numbers don't say that, right? Numbers don't say it's a majority. The numbers can't, and I don't know. Maybe they just maybe the study was flawed and everybody fucked up and they didn't really do a microcosm. Maybe they stayed in one section of the fucking country and the other sections are just all fucked up. But I don't like. I think these people are really good about when they study things, right? I think that the people we've assigned in our government to arrive at conclusions about these numbers, man, I think they're doing a pretty good job at figuring out what it is that we have in our society, man. And if that's the only numbers we have, then let's go with the data that we do have and not make up our own shit. Don't make up your own shit, right? We don't know, like maybe it's wrong, but until you come out with a comprehensive study yourself and you find a better method of arriving at a conclusion. And the people that we've assigned in our society to do those fucking statistics, they right until they wrong.
Oh, I 100, I 100, I 100% agree with you. Bernadette says, "I feel like y'all reaching on that." What do you feel like? What do you feel like we're reaching on, Bernadette? You can come up here, Bernadette. She said personally that she said that she didn't have any kids by her ex-husband because she felt that if she was going to have kids by him that she was going to be doing majority of the work as far as raising the kid. But she also said that he made her quit her job. He said he made her quit working, and because he was working and making the money and paying the bills, that he held that over her head. Um,
Some they do.
yeah, go ahead.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do, Mr. Big. Like sometimes they do, brother. But that I don't. Well, like we're around men all the time, right? You're around your friends. You're talking to dudes every fucking day, right? The majority of interaction you have is with the men in your life, right? We talk to women. We have conversations. We do all those things with women. But the meaningful interactions, those interpersonal interactions that aren't romantic, are with other men. So we know what we think, right? And we understand each other. And if a dude was being a bag of shit, then we could recognize that he's a bag of ass. And I'd be like, you know what? Because I'm not a red pill motherfucker, man. I never have been a red pill motherfucker. When I see shit that's fucked up, I call it out. Right. So I don't have a dog in this fight, man. But that's not the majority of motherfuckers, man, based on what I'm seeing, dog. It's just not. Can't nobody convince me that shit.
Right. Me neither. What are your thoughts on do you I mean like especially today in this economy, and I'm 26 years old. Do you actually think a lot of like modern women actually don't want to work and make their own money and have a career and I mean, because a lot of these women, they're seeing and have seen women like Bernadette, like where they stopped working, where they were fully dependent on a man, and when
Yeah.
things go south, they don't have anything else to fall back on. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on the whole woman not working thing?
And man, I think that like everybody in our society, man, a two person household, man, it's almost impossible to have children and then raise them the way that you want them to be and do that shit with a single fucking income. Dog, I don't like any motherfucker that's not, that's not doing it big. That's saying, he making 60, 70, maybe even $100,000 and telling her, oh, you don't have to go to work, baby. You have lost your fucking mind.
Right.
Right, you out your fucking mind. I don't know what a dude would want to do that shit for when it takes almost $200,000 to bring a child from kindergarten to fucking to the start of college. That's $300,000 out your pocket right there, and you doing it on one income. That's 3 years of the money that you would make during the course of their life gone. That's not bills. That's not food. That's not cars. That's not none of that shit. That's not living in your fucking house. That's just the fucking child. 3 years of the money that you made gone. Come on, and that's just one kid. Man, you
True.
can't do that shit, man. Oh fuck these dudes talking about sitting home, man. Don't sit your ass at my house. Right? This is our this not my motherfucking house. This is our house, and you gonna help pay for this bitch.
Okay. Speaking of the whole pain thing. So I'm sure as you've seen the whole 50-50 conversation, a lot of women
Yeah.
nowadays are saying um, they're essentially they're saying that like if a man cannot like really pay all of the bills or damn near all of the bills and provide a certain lifestyle, he's not really a provider. So where do you stand on like women contributing financially to the household in relationships?
Okay, 15% of men are making $100,000 more, and that's not black men, right? That's all fucking men.
Man,
So when
right.
you start talking about he need to be able to do this, he need to be able to do what he gonna do that shit when the average motherfucker don't the average motherfucker's not a physicist, right? The average motherfucker don't own a trucking company. I own a trucking company, so I can do this kind of shit, right? If she wanted to sit at home, she could. But the average motherfucker don't do that shit, and some you don't have to want to own shit and be this boss dude that's up here making all this fucking money. Some dudes are happy being fucking architects and they happy being electricians and some dudes my drivers are happy being drivers. They don't want to own that shit and have all that responsibility, man. So don't tell them that like 70% of the women want these fucking 15% of the dudes, man. That's fucking crazy, man. And they say they deserve them. You deserve they people are saying they deserve another fucking human being. 90% of us are average motherfuckers and you think that you deserve the 15%? What the fuck is that? You don't deserve another fucking human being. Don't no man or no woman deserve no other fucking human being. That's a sick ass fucking thought, man. Crazy. That's batshit crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of women out here that simply think that because they want something that they deserve it. Like they don't have to work. I think some of them don't, but some of them have an understanding that in life they have to like actually work and earn the things that earn the things that they want. They're not going to just get it simply
Yeah.
because they want it. But when it comes to like men and dating and relationships, there's a good amount of women that like will say like I'm not going to settle. They say that they're not going to settle
Settle.
for men that are readily available for them and more
Settle.
than suitable for them simply because they feel like they deserve more.
Settle. Dog, you hear that shit? You settling for me? I'm a you an average motherfucking broad. And you talking about you settling for me because I'm an average fucking dude? Right? Now keep in mind. There are dudes out there, 6 foot, 225 pound fucking stat. Yeah, obviously, man. I'm a 6 foot one, 225 pound dude that's making, a little over $100,000. So sometimes there are people in those brackets that are more desirable, right? But those dudes who are in that bracket, man, look at it as I don't give a fuck about what this woman does. I don't want an Instagram model. I don't want that bullshit. All I want is an average woman that fucking loves me, right? She could be beautiful, right? If I run into a beautiful woman that wants me, that's cool. But I'm never gonna look for her Instagram page. I don't give a fuck, about her super fucking shape. If she 20 pounds over fucking weight, oh the fuck well, this woman loves me, man, and is willing to put up with my stinking ass when I come home off that fucking road in my dirty ass socks and kiss me any fucking way. Come on, man. That the women should feel the same fucking way, man, because you average as fuck, pretending like you not. Stop that shit.
Do you think I have this belief and I've been saying this as a recent um I feel like nowadays, Keith, like a lot of these women treat men like Build-A-Bear. Like they want a man to be exactly how they want him to be. They want him to be the height they want him to be, have
Yeah,
the hair texture they want them to have the career they want him to have, make the amount of money they want him to have. Like when it comes to compromising these days, like how you said, like men, I think most men like even if a woman has like 80, 85% of what they want, they willing to work with that other 15
yep.
to 20%. But nowadays, these women want 100% of the man that they want. A
And
lot
they
of
call
them.
you, and they'll call your ass to settle. Like you're settling for it. Like if they pick you, they said he settled for your ass, and they still. So when a woman says she settled, that means she's still looking for another motherfucker that's better. And you need to drop that ass like a hot potato. Get her the fuck out of Dodge as quickly as you possibly can. Get the fuck gone. Like you hit the bricks. Right? I take my average ass on to some average ass woman that loves me with all her motherfucking heart, and we could be two average ass in love motherfuckers, man. I would never tell my motherfucking wife that I settled for her. You understand how sick that shit sound, man? That's fucking sickening, dude. I wouldn't even tell a strange woman that if I fucked with you, I would be settling for you. That's some sick shit. Who the fuck does that, man? fuck is this modern shit coming from? If anybody is red pilling it, it's these fucking bras that's telling people this goddamn that they settling for people. That's some sick ass red pill shit right there, man. You gotta boot that bullshit. That's brain housing group care.
No, for real. No, for real. Like,
And can't nobody defend that shit, man. You can't wouldn't no woman be able to come up and defend that shit right now, dog. I would smoke that shit. Anybody that said that bullshit, man, I would smoke their ass, man. I would smoke, especially some average looking motherfucker, man. You come up here popping off, and you not a fucking nuclear physicist that's fucking 36, 24, 36, and you don't have an IQ of 170. Man, if you don't get your ass up out of here talking that stupid ass shit, bye.
Keith, what are your what was I just about to ask you? She says that's why there are so many issues against the genders right now. What are you
Yep.
referring to, Hannah?
I know
Hannah, what are you referring to?
it's fucking
Right.
gender war.
Oh, so Keith, there's been a lot of talk as of recent. There's this video going viral of this man said verbatim on his mouth. It was like when he said the ladies getting sold ideas about deserving men too. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, we
Okay,
are
I agree
all
with
these
you.
people. Yeah, I said men and women, Miss Hannah. Yeah, men too. Talking about they deserve another fucking human being, and they average as fuck. He 5'8", fucking 195 pounds with a fucking beer gut, and he think because he make $200,000 a year that he deserves some shit. Man, walk your ass off a cliff, fat boy.
No, for real. Yeah, there's this video going viral right now of this black man. He said verbatim out of his mouth, he said he was a high value man, and he said because he was a high value man that's childless, that he's not going to settle and date a single mother.
Wow.
I want to know from you personally what your whole stance is on, especially like young men. Like I'm 26, I'm childless. What is your stance on childless men and dating single mothers? Like, would you advise a man to do that, or would you not advise a man to do that? And why or why not?
And I'm 50 years old, man. And so right now, if you were, looking at you, man, and you being a good looking guy who's clearly intellectually inclined, I would say that if this woman really showed that she was going to be the cornerstone of your life, right? She was going to love you unconditionally, right? She had all these traits, and none of them had to be physical. None of the other bullshit. Don't give a fuck about her degree and all the fucking house. I don't give a fuck about that shit. But if she showed that she like the things that you require for your life, right? You're not gonna find these things. No, no, like I don't give a fuck how many single women you find. The moment you find her that's going to do the things that are necessary for your life to be enhanced, get her and go the fuck on and take her off the fucking market. I don't give a fuck if she got a 5-year-old. Get her and be gone with it. Don't fuck around and wait because she ain't coming along no more, man. She don't. She's one in 50,000, one in 100,000 fucking women. And will you date 50,000 more fucking women in your fucking life? Hell no. The likelihood you're gonna run across this woman that's gonna love you and do the things that you need to make you feel like your life is full and enhanced. So who gives a fuck, man? Who cares?
Wow.
Enhance
So
your
you're
life, man.
you're more so on the side of, listen, whether she has a kid, whether she doesn't have a kid, if
Yeah,
this woman genuinely loves you, if she
yeah,
genuinely respects you,
yeah.
appreciates you, is going to support you, that's the woman that you need to be with.
Knock her motherfucking ass up and don't never let her the fuck go, cause they are rare. You hear these motherfuckers talking? You hear these
No.
women out here talking, man? You don't want to fuck around and one of these motherfuckers show you a representative and then fuck your shit up later on down the line. Get her and be the fuck gone and make a good life. And y'all just got a baby. Keep that fucking baby daddy the fuck about your business. If you got to whip his ass. Take him outside, bounce his ass off the concrete. Yo, this my house. You don't run shit here. Cause I had to do that shit, dog. I had to make sure, like, you can't come in my house, dog. Like, you don't have no rights to this, right? You and your daughter, right? My wife can meet you somewhere with your child. Other than that, you got to back the fuck up out of here, man. Or you gonna catch this, right? So you lay down your ground rules, and once you lay down your ground rules, if you ain't playing, you firm, and you got this real love, that motherfucker over there, he'll see that y'all got that, but he won't try to intervene, and nobody will ever be able to break that bond, man. You've accepted her for your child, and she's accepted you for whatever the fuck is wrong with you. Because we all got some shit wrong with us now.
Right.
Go do your shit.
So Keith, so
Mhm.
a lot of men, I want to hear what you have to say to this now then. So
So,
when it comes to dating single mothers, a lot of men
yeah.
say um a childless man dating a single mother, that there's no ROI, there's no return on the investment. They say that, you're taking care of other man's seed, you're investing your money, your energy, your attention, your time into another man's kid or kids, and they say ultimately, if that woman decides years from now, let's say they stay in a relationship for years, whenever that woman decides to wake up and
Yeah.
not want to be with you anymore, after you invested all that money, all that energy, attention, and time into that woman and her kid or her kids, you don't get anything out of it. They basically say, like, if you don't get your own baby out of it, you essentially really don't get anything out of it. So like and then another thing is, they say, if that kid or those kids have fathers that are actively involved in their life, they say that you as a man now, you have the influence of another man or other men in your household. So what do you say to that, Keith?
Man, that's a rough one, man. Sometimes you get fucked, bro. And I can't even lie to you, man. If you walk into that situation, man, and that dude is with that, man, and you know that they have this the baby daddy and the baby mama have of a bond over the child, man. You a third wheel, dog. You really
Right,
are a third wheel, right?
right,
And you could very well get fucked, man. Like they might even get back together on your motherfucking ass, man, because they have a bond over this fucking kid, dude. That is something, man. You got to watch that shit real careful. I don't know that if I was your age,
right,
26, I don't think I would do that.
right.
I don't. I'm sorry. I had to be honest with that one, man. I don't think I would do it. Not with that kind of bond. If they're really getting along and and sometimes they just get along for the sake of the child. Sometimes they do. But that's not, I don't know if you want to take that chance, man. You got to be really careful and look at that really intricately, man. That'd be harsh for a young man. Harsh,
Hey,
harsh,
Keith, I
bro.
don't know. I don't know. I don't know how long you've been with the woman that you're with now, but obviously,
Decade,
like, you said what?
decade.
Okay. Okay, so okay, when did y'all start dating 10 years ago as well?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Just a decade. We've been married for about 8.5 years. But
Okay.
yeah, we got we met about 10. So yeah.
Okay. So when you were like, and I don't know how long you were on the dating scene from your previous relationship prior to this one, but you were in your late 30s on the dating scene. When you in your late 30s on the dating scene, Keith, if you're dating women within like your age demographic, it's a large chance that most of them are going to have like a child or children. So I say that to say, Keith, when you were in your late 30s and you were on the scene, did you have the mindset that, like, oh, if a woman is a single mom, like, I'm not gonna date her, or was you open to like being a stepfather then because you knew that most women probably would have at least one kid?
It was never a thing for me, right? If a woman was 29 years old and she came along and she didn't have no fucking kids, I really didn't want no 25-year-old, right? That was never on my mind. I was actively avoiding 25, 26, 27, 28-year-olds. I was avoiding that shit. We don't most of the time, and sometimes they do have a level of
Maturity.
competency and maturity that you
Yeah.
can get along with. But oftentimes we don't have the same interest, right? We can't have this, a conversation like this one because you don't have enough life experience for us to have that conversation.
Right.
But for somebody that for me, man, the first person that came along, man, if they had this thing on the inside, one, I need you to be a motherfucking freak, right? Right. And if I see you, and there were some physical things along with the love shit that I looked at, like if she got a bonnet or some flip flops from like out in public or some pajama pants, I'm walking the fuck past. Right.
Yeah.
I'm not. Your personality will never be known to me because I'm not gonna look at you. I'm just
Right.
never gonna look in that direction. If you ain't got to be all dressed up, right? Like I said, I don't eat Instagram model. Somebody in some jeans and some tennis shoes walking along, nice lady. I'm cool with that shit. But that it's the mental thing, man. Once I have a conversation with you, man, that age thing kind of went out the fucking door. The kid thing went out the fucking door. As soon as I had that conversation with somebody who had right, and they, she could be overweight, and I don't give a fuck about all that shit. But if she was dressed nice and she was attempting to take care of herself, and she wasn't at the store with a fucking bonnet and some fucking flip flops on and sweatpants, dude. You was on the menu. If you were a loving, caring person, shit, you all in, dog. I don't give a fuck if you was 29 or 50.
Wow. Yeah. So have you? So like when was there ever be honest, Keith, was there ever a time like even when you was my age, was there ever a time where you was like the whole single mom thing? I'm not really gonna be in a serious relationship with like a woman that already got kids.
Yes. Yes, there was. There was a time when I'm like, man, hell no, I got all this shit I got to do. Right, I got all the man. I'm like, listen, man. I'm like, man. I've always been about 6. I wasn't quite built like this when I was younger, but
Yeah,
I've always been about 6 foot, 6'1", man. So a lot of the world was open. I'm like, man, it's like fucking 5 million fucking bras that I can fuck around with, man. I'd be damned if I settle myself to fuck down with anybody and saddle myself with somebody else's fucking kids at
right.
27 years old. You can
Exactly.
walk that shit off a bridge. I ain't
Right.
doing that shit.
Right.
I wouldn't do it if I was you. I really
Right.
wouldn't.
Yeah, man. That's why. That's why I asked, man. Because it's like, especially like you 50 now, Keith. But like, especially you remember when you was my age and you were early in your career and you're building your financial foundation, and you're really still in the early stages of your adult life for real. To be taking like I don't know, man. Investing, money and energy and time into somebody else's kid. I just don't know if that's really like the best thing to do at this age. I don't like I said when you I said like I said older men like women are probably gonna have like a kid or two or three, so that's different. But like my age, I don't know. I don't know if men my age that are childless should be. I don't know, man.
Are you finally financially established right now, brother man?
Yeah, I
You
listen.
got all your shit right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I
Cool.
got
Cool.
listen, I got 3 college degrees. I graduated from a top 10 business school in the country, both undergrad and MBA. Like I do well for myself.
Oh, you got your shit straight. Like
Yeah,
you got your shit all the way straight, man.
yeah.
Like okay, so you got a pick of the fucking litter, man. I don't know why you would.
Even
There's
fonder.
nothing that can hold you back, bro. You real life, man. You got the real shit going on. So I don't know why you would. There's nothing holding you back from anything that you want to do, right? My age is the thing that holds me back, right? I'm 50, right? Starting over sucks, right? It would suck for me, right? And even though I'm still, in reasonably good shape, and
Yeah,
my face hasn't aged all that much, man. The fact that I lost a decade, right? Losing, if I were to leave tomorrow and lose a decade of what it is that I built, man, it would fucking crush me, dog. I don't give a fuck about having a trucking company. I don't give a fuck about owning these. It's that loss of a decade of my fucking life, man, which is 1/5 of my entire existence
right,
gone over fucking night, man.
right.
Because I've dedicated everything I am to my family. Right, I
Uh-huh.
dedicate everything to them. Money don't mean shit to me. None of that shit is meaningful. Right, so it doesn't. Like so, I don't know, man. You gotta worry about that shit, man. Don't mess around and get your life, man.
So she said, "Get your business in order, and then try to build as much." No, I agree with you, Hannah. And I know I'm gonna ask, and Hannah, I'm gonna ask Keith about this. I'm gonna say it. I want to hear what Keith has to say about this.
Build that
I
back.
think Keith. I think that a lot of men, not just in our community, just in general. But let's talk about our community. I think a lot of men in our community get married at young ages where they're not necessarily fit and equipped to be married. And when I say fit and equipped to be married, I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about financially. They haven't really put in a substantial amount of time into a career. They don't really have like a solid financial foundation. They still got debt that they paying off. Me personally think, Keith, I don't think that's an ideal time for a man to be trying to get married and try to like provision for a woman and a family. Like I think a lot of times when we be getting married at my age or even younger, I think that's why years down the line when things get tough, I think that's why people like call it quits, because it's like, bro, we shouldn't even have did this in the first place. We had no business doing that. So I want to hear what your thoughts are on people young men in our community, and when you think is a proper time for them to even consider getting married.
Don't chase that. First of all, man, I want to tell you, don't chase the motherfucking bag and think I'm gonna get the bag first, and then I'm gonna go and get the family. Right? If you can, if the minute you find out that you have the potential to go and get whatever it is you want, right? You go, and the person comes along, you can build while you have two people that are building. You might not want to make no kids right away, but with two people building towards what it is that you want to be, man, like it's when you have somebody that from the wilds of the world has put you in the fucking face, and then all of a sudden you come home, and now instead of a fucking dog or a cat waiting on your motherfucking ass, say, you know what, I got you, right? I know you out there scraping, I know you grinding, but I got you when you get here, right? This is your spot. This is your safe place, right? And I'm the rock that you can lean on when the shit get hard. Like, don't wait and get the fucking bag, because she's coming into a situation where everything is already prepared for her. When you got that, you know you got some shit. When she dealing with all the bullshit that comes along with you coming to having to get the bag, you know, like that's when you know you got some shit that somebody's gonna stand with your ass. Fuck that bag. Fuck that bag.
This and I hear everything you said, and I agree with you, Keith. But this like you said, you hear how these women are talking these days. This is the thing, Keith. A lot of these women, especially in our community, they say, Keith, that they are not building with a man these days. They say, we've seen what our mom went through, we've seen what our aunties went through, our grandmothers went through. They say we're not going to put ourselves in that position. These men need to be established or damn near already like at their peak before we even want to consider them worthy of dating or even like, valuable at all. So like even trying to come across some of these women that want to quote unquote build with you while you working your way up to being that truck owner operator, that's tough these days, Keith.
Shit. Hey man, this is so. I think we go back to this whole average people thinking they doing some above average shit, right? So if she's not like, as we continue to grow and we build ourselves up, right, we become more valuable in the marketplace, and that's just real, right?
Right.
If you can maintain the way that if you maintain your health, your stature, and you can increase your growth as far as financially and the ability to influence society around you, right? You can be more influential and do all those things, right? She, if she wants to wait until you get all your shit together, she's 40 some fucking years old. Her value has decreased to you, right? You're not looking at her first. That's somebody who's had all these fucked up relationships, and there's a possibility of you fucking being mad and all that shit. If she, like I said, if she comes along, that's great, right? If that woman shows you that she's a beautiful, loving human being, like whatever she comes with, you take it, right? Just take it. But other than
Right.
that, man, like I'm not taking, if I can get a 29-year-old version of you when I'm 33, right? And the difference is the 29-year-old version or the 47-year-old version of you. What fucking sense does it make to take the 47-year-old version when I could take the 29?
Right.
It's the same person. She the same
Right.
loving, beautiful, wonderful person, but she ain't been through 7 or 8 failed fucking relationships. She found you, the person that's gonna love her and treat her right, and she's gonna have a great fucking life. And all she has to do is help you get to where it is that you plan on being. Take her. Forget that other motherfucker, man.
So do you think I hear what you're saying, and you're right. Keith, do you think a lot of men, especially us younger men, do you think we often overlook that woman that is really going to be interested in building with us, like whether because she don't got the fullest lips, whether it's because she don't got the biggest chest, whether it's because she don't got the biggest booty? Like, do you think we often overlook that woman and be looking more so into these women that want us to already have the money and have everything like all set up, before they want to deal with us?
All the time. Right? You look past that motherfucker with that frumpy sundress on, man, and she ain't wearing all the makeup, and she don't have the nails, and she don't wear the fucking, what do you call that thing that to keep your waist, the waist
The
trainer
waist
and all
trainer.
that bullshit to try to keep her fucking, yeah, like fuck all that, man. I don't give a fuck about your pudge, and we look right past that woman with that motherfucking pudge that's gonna love you for whoever the fuck you are. Right? She's beautiful on the inside, and worst come to worst, if you ask some woman, man, and she loves I don't, I don't give a fuck about your weight and all the rest of that shit, right? You don't have to worry about that. I treat you the same way every time you say, baby, I want you to put on this dress and these heels for me, right? Because no matter what you put on, right, whatever you wear, you are beautiful to me, and she feels that shit from you. She'll do that shit, man. And it's sexy ain't about like a naked, like after you get a certain age, man, and